Big Daddy Linux here with another video on KDE Plasma. Well, it'll be mostly about the annoyances, but I just wanted to start out by saying I really do love KDE, and it is the best operating system out there. Not operating system, desktop environment for those tech geeks. I know that I'll get in trouble for using the wrong terminology because you're a noob. But anyway, um, for people coming over from Windows and whatnot, new people, it may overwhelm them with the settings. And that's why you should pick a distribution like Linux Mint who has everything customized. And I probably will be doing a video on Linux Mint KDE just to show how much they really do for their distributions. They put a lot of effort into it. But anyway, the video is about the KDE Plasma Annoyances, and that's what I want to talk about. Okay, so, and right now I'm running KDE Neon, which is 5.8 should be coming out in a couple days, but I'm running 5.75, and I don't know if it's all separate to like each individual version or what, but these are the bugs, annoyances, slash whatever that I have found so far. Okay, uh, my panel. Now, it just started doing this, but and that's one thing about KDE where you set it up and it runs good for a while, and then all of a sudden something weird happens. And my panel, when I reboot my computer, ends up going on my second monitor screen, which is really annoying that every time I reboot my computer, I have to move it back over to the main screen. Now, I believe that's because of the dual monitor setup that I have, and that is one of the features that's getting worked on in Plasma 5.8. They are increasing the multi-monitor support and adding a few things to it, so hopefully that will work itself out, but that is really annoying. Um, the next thing on my list would be the tray icons. Okay, so there are tray icons that don't do anything. Like I'm clicking on private internet access and there's nothing. And I have to right click on it in order to get the normal features that I would get from a left click in other operating systems. Now, I don't know if it's meant to be by design that way, but that's kind of annoying. So, like here, if I left click on updates, it'll bring down the fact that there's an update there. But on regular normal operation icons like WotC, it will not do anything if you left click on it, which, like I said, I don't know if that's by design or if it's by just they just wanted to annoy the heck out of people. But either way, it's there, so you have to right click on things to get their normal operations. Which brings me to the update manager, which is one of the main I don't know. It's not. It's just annoying. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just annoying. So, like, say I got an update here, so I click it, and because I have to left click on some icons and right click on other icons, I forget and right click on it, and then I get to see updates. But if I left click on it, I get this, which brings me to update, which is the same thing. So when it comes up, you see this screen. The software on your computer is up to date, which you think, oh my gosh, there is this up to date. Why did it tell me I have an update? But bang, if you wait like 10, 15 seconds, it finally comes up with an update. That to me is a bug oversight where it should definitely not tell you your computer software is up to date until it's actually up to date. You shouldn't see that screen. It should either continue scrolling or do something else besides say your computer software is up to date. So that is a bug. All right. Next on my list would be the shutdown. Now, I tried to do some testing on what is causing it, and I thought I had it narrowed down, but I don't. Um, when I go to reboot, if I, like, there'll be times where I will right click and I will have to hit exit for the VPN and then shut down, and my computer will shut down uh, immediately, so to speak. If I don't, And if I just hit shutdown right now, it will log me out, and then I will get to the KDE Neon splash screen where the icon is spinning, and it's spinning, and it'll sit there for probably 90 seconds to 2 minutes on the spinning screen. Now, I tried to research it, and trying to find KDE things is not the easiest thing in the world to do because the internet's a big world out there. Anyway, um, there are there was one post that I thought had to do with my issue, and it was saying that it had something to do with Wayland coming out, the new switch between Wayland and Plasma's going to or not going to do by default, and it will hang for 90 seconds because there's nothing telling it to shut down whatever process is running. So I don't know. Some people may have said it has to do with the network manager not shutting down properly. I'm not sure. I wish I knew. If you knew, if you know, let me know in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it because I really don't feel like sitting there for 2 minutes waiting for my computer to shut down. So that is like I said, I thought I had it narrowed it down to the VPN, but I've been doing that lately and it's still hanging up. So that is a major downer. The other thing with KDE is when you change the look. Now, they have a great system settings and they have great places to change icons. You can get new icon themes by clicking this and going through and installing them, and that's great. But it only changes, I guess my opinion is they should have in workspace theme, they should have more of these than they do. Because when you click one of these, it and you hit apply in the look and feel, it changes all of it, including the colors, the desktop theme, what you see in Dolphin, and of course, hey, there's another bug that it went to the multi-screen again. Yay! Anyway, you go to the look and feel, and it changes everything. It changes this, it changes the colors to whatever you're looking for. It knows to change all of it. It changes it to a specific icon set. Um, but if you're not, if you don't, because when you install this, you don't have all these choices. I put these in here, but in a normal distribution, you have two. So you normally have to go in here and do these separate. In order to change it to say arc dark, you have to come in here and click that. Then you have to go out here and hit colors and do arc dark and hit apply. And then you got to go back out here and do icons and change it to a dark icon theme or you won't see the icons. Which is kind of like ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, I think we're here now in 2016. I think we can get one button clicks to change the theme. When you change it in Windows, um, it's one click button change to the theme. Now, granted, Windows is terrible in their theming and terrible in their selection of themes. You more or less have to buy something like Windows blinds or something like that in order to actually be able to theme your computer the way you want to. So that's not the answer. But the other thing to this is even when you do change these, like I just actually changed the icon set and I had to log in and log out, or log out and log in to see the difference in the icon set because the icon set that I've been running, which is paper, and I do like it, it doesn't have icons for every area. Like it didn't have an update icon for Discover. So it was a blank spot. So for the video's purposes, I changed the icons on that. But there again, where KDE is concerned, it doesn't always jive with the GTK apps that are on your computer like Firefox and Thunderbird and Plank. So then you have to go into the application style and go down to Genome application style and you have to actually select a theme. And hopefully the theme that you select over in the KDE side of things has a comparable theme over here. So like there we selected Arc Dark, but we don't have Arc Dark in GTK themes. We have Arc Flat Tabulous, which I have installed for some stupid reason. Okay. But my point is, you have to get this all combined together. So now you can probably go find a theme that's comparable with get new themes and whatnot. You can download it from Genome Look or KDE Look, and you can get the themes that you can make it the way you want it, is what I'm trying to say. But the point is, you shouldn't have to do all of this extra stuff just to um, get your theme right. So now, like, I have these icons, these are the paper icons. I still have it set there. So now, when I go into change an icon set, I not only got to go into uh, wrong button. I not only got to go into here and change the icon theme to Breeze, but I also got to go into application style, genome applications, and change the icon to here and find the same theme, which is Breeze, and hit apply. And then I have to restart these applications as well. So, oh, and there's my Plasmoid that's not working. Um, and then they come up with the new icon set. So, and I'm not a tech guy, like I'm not a Linux coder, so I mean, I understand there's differences between the GTK applications, but my gosh, we should be able to get them all together in one spot. Somebody should be able to write something to say here, you know, this is a theme changer for the making, for the masses. Um, but that's my little rant on themes. Um, the last thing I have to say is the menus. And I said it in one of my other videos, but it's pretty much the menus I don't care for. Okay, I am, like I said before, I am not a big fan of Windows, but I do like um, Windows, certain parts about Windows. I think they do certain things right. They do a lot of things terrible, but one of the things that they have is their menu, okay? And one of the things they learned when Windows 8 came out, Windows 10 came out, was don't mess with the menu. You know, they had the start menu and they messed with it with Windows 8, trying to get everybody to do a one size fits all. We give you what you don't really want, and you're gonna like it anyway. And lo and behold, Windows 10 comes out and they allow you to go back to the regular start menu that people are used to and love and want. Okay, so in the same token, in the Linux world, we have menus, but none of them, like even the menus that say they emulate Windows, don't actually emulate Windows the right way. It's like this one here. It kind of emulates Windows, but not. I mean, there's menus on Cinnamon that are made by, and they're decent menus. I think the one is Stark is a good menu, but it hasn't been updated to work with the new latest Cinnamon. And there's a customizable menu, but they're all buggy because of Cinnamon updating, and they're not updating with Cinnamon. So um, you're not getting you're not getting what you should be getting, and that to me is a good functional menu that is simple and something you're used to. And I'm not just talking. I know that there's people out there that like these menus. Okay, it's like the main. I don't have no icons up here, just so you know, but like this menu here, it's a decent menu. But when I go into applications, I should not have to like go back out of these, logic games. I don't want to have to hit this. Okay, I just want to be able to go back to my favorites. Okay, and my favorites should be here constantly. I should be able to see, I guess what I'm saying is I should be able to see this and this together. It shouldn't be a separate thing where I can't see my favorites anymore. Um, this does have a lot of things that are right. Like, you got the user picture, you have the leave section where this is where you go if you want to log out. It has all the sections. It's just not there put together right to me. The full screen menu has your favorites over here on the left. When I love the full screen menu, but your favorites should be here. These are recently used applications, but your favorites should be here because it's in the center of your view. When you open this menu, the center of your view is what's going to catch your eye. And that's where your favorites should be because that's why they're called favorites. Hello. Um, I wish I knew how to code, and I'm sure there'll be people out there who say, "Oh, well, why don't you learn to code and make your own menu?" Well, that's great, but I don't know how to code, and I may know how to make a script here and there, but nothing to where I could code anything. But I do have ideas that normal people would want. And if you ask me, this menu could be completely changed around and be awesome. Um, your favorite should be in the center. All right, these things, this reboot and all this should be right here on the bottom center. You can still have these over here, and you can look at them and go through them. Um, but there should be a user section here, if you ask me, with maybe your user picture or whatever, or at the very least, be customizable so that you can make it the way you want it. That should be at the very least. So this is okay. This is a nice menu. It's probably what I go to most of the time. And your regular application menu is a good, short, quick. If you don't want a full screen menu, this is probably the menu to go with. Although, like I said, your favorites should be, and this is what I have a problem with Cinnamon's menu is your favorites don't have any text. It's like if you don't know that icon and you switch icon sets, you're not going to know. You're going to look now to see, oh, where's my system settings? So now my system settings no longer a gear, it's a wrench and screwdriver. So the icon, if you're going to stick with one icon set, that's one thing. But if you're going to customize things, you need this to tell you what it is so that you can look at a glance and not have to look and search for it because that's what it is. It's your favorites. That's the whole point of it. Close, quick, there, boom. So I think, and this one here, it's called Simple Menu. And as I said before in one of the videos that I couldn't get it installed on Neon. I tried to copy the files over from Maui itself, but I guess I don't know if I didn't copy all the files over or what. Long story short, it is a decent menu. It's a menu that pops out to about here, and it is kind of like Plank. If you ever seen the elementary dock, it looks like that. But it must be something that the Maui developers made or added on and customized because it looks really good and you can set it up a little bit. So I would use that as my standard menu, but I can't get it installed on KDE Neon. So there you have it. There are my rants about KDE. Um, it is a great desktop. It is the best, and I say that because I do like Cinnamon. One of the other things I show you here is the volume, the sound manager. So like in Cinnamon, I can go and I can click on the icon and I can hit output devices and one touch, boom, and it clicks my sound to that device. But if I go to KDE, I have to right click and hit audio volume settings, go to audio volume, and then I got to go to configuration, and then I got to turn, say, my G930 on and turn off my Hyper 7.1 audio in order to hear audio out of the other headphones. And the same vice versa with the speakers. I have to turn this off and turn this on in order. And then when I go up here, the icon is still set to the HyperX volume. So there's a little X here and it doesn't show the icon right. So you more or less have to log out or log back in order for it to play right. So it just makes it a little bit cumbersome, to say the least, to um, change something that in Cinnamon, all you got to do is right click, boom, and you're there. And to me, that's what everybody should be working towards is you have Cinnamon who has good things and you have KDE that has good things and neither of them is better in all things. Some are some is very good and some is just stuff that makes you scratch your head and say what is going on? Why is it this way? So there's my ramblings. Um, I will probably my next video hopefully will be a Linux Mint KDE 18. I'm hoping to do that soon. I'm going to install it on my other drive and fire it up and see what we can do for video for people who who just want to install it and run with it and not have to set it up. I think Quidsup, who makes tech videos, and I'll probably put a link to his video in there about Linux Mint KDE, had a good comparison on furniture of what the difference between Neon, Kubuntu, and Linux Mint is. Uh, so I'll post a link for that video. Otherwise, I believe that's about all I'm going to say. All right, Big Daddy Linux